This is Ron Oglesby with Dell Professional Services, and I've just been asked what's going to happen in virtualization in the next 12 months. I think that what we're going to continue to see is an adoption of virtualization to help save money. Current financial environment is going to drive people to continue to virtualize servers, maybe even increase the pace at which they're virtualizing servers. And we're also going to see some new technologies coming out in the virtual desktop space, but not just VDI as we've seen it in the last year or two, but really kind of a more flexible environment, the ability to move between different types of desktops, the ability to have your applications available via VDI, via a browser host system, a thin client, and be able to have the same experiences whether you're at home, whether you're on a laptop on a train, or whether you're at work using a thin client. And that's what I think the next 12 months are going to be like.
The CTO and Senior VP of Research and Development at VMware, and we're here in a beautiful conference for VMworld 2009. It's about 4,700 people who have attended the conference to learn what's going on in virtualization. And so what we think is happening right now, it's very obvious in the data center side of the world. We've passed the threshold, and I don't think you'll find anyone who doesn't believe virtualization will be everywhere, from the server to the desktop, from the server to the network and storage, and all over the data center. And I think what we're seeing right now is a similar move on the desktop side. So we've had a lot of announcements and discussion of a joint deal with Intel to push forward the notion of virtualization on the client. So that's very exciting. The other thing that you'll see in the coming year is a proliferation of new ways of serving compute cycles to users. So we've talked a lot about the vCloud initiative. And predicting out about a year, you'll see a number of cloud providers that are providing different services to their customers using virtualization from VMware as the platform for that. And then lastly, looking a little further out, we've announced a lot of work on the mobile phone space as well. So we're very excited, albeit early stage, that virtualization has a big role to play as phones become more and more powerful, and as the software that's running on them is richer and more critical from a security standpoint. So these are all things you have to look forward to in the next year or two.
Hi, I'm David Hussain. I'm the Vice President of the Marketing at the Virtualization Management Division here at Citrix. And we're here talking about some of our new technology from Citrix Zen Server. And one of the things we're asking about is, what's really going to happen next with server virtualization? And we believe that customers are going to quickly want to adopt internal clouds to start managing their assets, compute, storage, and network resources. You can do that today with resource pooling, but I think very shortly you're going to see capabilities to automate the auto configuration of new servers and resources, and create internal clouds that require a whole less amount of administration and overhead to manage, and make them far more useful. And this is ultimately going to drive IT as a service within an organization, the ability to deliver applications, desktop, and compute resources efficiently, with high reliability, and at lower overhead cost.
My name is Mike Neal. I'm the General Manager of Virtualization at Microsoft. Obviously, my primary role is focused on the development of the Hyper-V technology as part of Windows Server and our overall strategy for virtualization. Customers today are obviously very concerned about the economy. I think one of the key things for them is to be able to save money and reduce their overall costs. Virtualization is a conversation with that customer that's very easy to have. They're looking for technologies like virtualization that have a very quick return on investment for them. I think the technology has matured greatly in the last few years. You see technology coming from us, vendors like VMware, Citrix, etc., built into the hardware platform, HP, IBM, Dell, core technologies at the chipset level. So as an overall technology, I think it's at a point in the maturity cycle where customers are really able to embrace it holistically within their environment, using virtualization technology to really transform their data centers to be much more efficient, to be able to manage their environment, to be able to provide services internal to their constituents, whether that be departments or online services, to provide really great capabilities based on the IT technology that we have today.